So welcome, let's talk about the things you're gonna need to get this done. Okay, first of all, the most important thing is to get some kind of old MacBook. You can find some online on eBay or something, even if someone says like broken for spares or something, you can get them for quite cheap. The most important thing is that is one of the older models that is quite thick, as you can see this one over here. I think this is 2010 model over here. And make sure that this like lit up Apple on the back is able to show some things through. So basically it's lit up because some of the newer ones aren't. Once you have this, rip everything out so it is just the shell, okay? Everything is everything is ripped out, as you can see over here. So next of all, we want a little power bank, okay? Over here, this is a power bank. This is called OKZU. And the most important thing is that it is very, very thin. It needs to be less than 10 millimeters thin. This one over here is, I think, 8 or 9 millimeters thin. So it's almost like as thin as a smartphone. Sorry if you can hear some people laughing and things like that. It's quarantine, everyone's home, the window's open, the neighbors are just screaming outside. So once you have this power bank, it doesn't matter how big it really is, it just has to be thin, okay? Then we're gonna need this one cable over here. This cable is USB-C female to male adapter. So basically you can just extend the USB-C cable. That's why we need this, okay? I have some magnets over here. These are very, very strong magnets, and you can just buy them, and some double-sided tape as well. They're very strong magnets. I can't even rip them apart because they're so strong. So we need some of them. Just in case, some super glue. Then what else do we have here? I already have a pen over here that I have prepared. So basically, this guy over here is, I took a candle and lit a candle, and on top of the candle, I just needed to bend this a little bit. You'll see in a moment why we've done this. But basically, need a pen, preferably black, because it shows out, you know, less and is less noticeable. Possibly very thin as well. It can't be thicker than 10 millimeters. So make sure this is like a thin pen as well, not something like that. You know, this is way too big and it's not gonna fit inside, but this is much, much, much skinnier. And then we need one of these. I've got the glue gun over here, some extra glue sticks, just in case. I've got a Leatherman over here as well, just in case. And also an LED pack over here. So there's some LED strips over here, and they're USB powered. That's one of the most important things. RGB LED strip over here, and we have it USB powered, and there's a remote, which means we can change the colors however we want. All of these will go inside. So let's start this thing. I'm gonna put that rubbish on the side over here. The glue gun is nicely warmed up. Okay, obviously my laptop over here, I need to like peel these stickers over here, but I should have done it before, but I'm gonna do it later. So we're gonna open it up. This power bank is gonna go in here, somewhere over there. And then let's have a look. We're gonna have to fit it somewhere over here. On mine, this is like the Ethernet port on this side over here, which is the biggest hole, which I'm hoping to put this pen through over here like that, through that Ethernet hole over here. And then so that I can press it like that, as you can see. I can press it, and then that would turn on this power bank over here. Holding it down. Okay, that will do. What I want to do is glue this pen as well as this power bank. Glue it in there, so this can't go anywhere. Just making sure that we have, yes, plenty of room over there. So the good job about this power bank also is that there is a USB-C cable over here, and this USB-C port is also in and output, so which means you can get power in and out as well. So that is good. There's also micro USB, so you can use a micro USB cable as well if you find it cheaper, like micro USB extension cable, but I'm using USB-C just because I think it's a bit better. Okay, somewhere over there. I'm gonna have to glue this in here now. Let me just mark it somewhere so that I know this is not moving anywhere. Slot some glue over here, okay? Now I've got this pen positioned exactly, so now I'm just trying to glue it in without moving it much. I've added a little bit of like some extra kind of strength on the side over here for that pen over here, so it wouldn't start bending that way over here. It's just, you can use whatever little piece of plastic or whatever little piece of, you know, wood. I just found like a little key ring thing, a little bit of wood with a double-sided tape underneath, so it puts a little bit of strength over here. And now I'm gonna glue that all in here as well, so it's all like nice and tight, you know, because that pen is like nicely glued in now, but I want to make sure that it doesn't move at all. The reason we've actually glued this pencil or pen over here in is because this power bank needs to be turned on. There's a power switch on the side exactly where this pen end is, so when I'm pressing this over here, it actually turns this power bank on. Otherwise it's just got like this self timer thing on, so it turns off. But once it's turned on, it actually starts putting power to the USB ports and then later on to our LED strips. Basically, I'm just gonna put some extra glue on the back over here, trying to glue the power bank and everything nicely, tightly. Now this is done. The power bank is glued in with this pen over here, if you can hear. This actually presses that button over here when I'm pressing the side on this pen over here. So that is perfect. Next up, we're gonna have to try our LEDs, okay? So I'm gonna pull these out. I've got another power bank over here so we can just try them. Phase in over here. Goes in one way, so that's good to know. So I can't put them like facing, you know, exactly like this on here, because then I will have just like red dots like that. So the best way to do it is like actually around it like that. Okay. Let me just glue this in over there. Okay, so now we know that on the side here, the remote is working. Okay. Okay, I turned the cameras off for a while and then finished it just because I thought I'm not gonna wanna film everything that's happening because the glue takes too long to dry. So here it is. Now everything should be finished. Okay, so let me talk to you through what's happened over here. As you can see over here, I can switch it off and on with this remote over here, change different colors, all that. So let's put it to, I don't know, let's put it to fade actually. As you can see, there are a few things happening over here. From the power bank comes the USB cable for the LED RGB strips. Okay, so it goes over here and then coils around and then goes over here on this side over here. Okay, so this over here is the sensor for the remote. So when you point it towards this, it actually changes it, as you can see. And then from that remote, it starts running the actual LED strip. So this LED strip goes around and then goes a few times around here and then goes back to the other side like diagonally, as you can see over here. So if I open this over here, it goes diagonally, as you can see, diagonally on the other side to give another one. I took also the sticker out that was on top of this over here so that this would be more transparent and you could see through this much better. So basically, if you can see this, I know this is very, very can you see that? If it's dark, you can see that it's actually giving some colors through over there, like that. So then we have this USB-C extension cable. So this extension cable comes over here, coils around, and then comes out from here, and then now is actually pushed through this hole over here. So if you have a USB-C cable like this one over here, you can just plug it in there, boom, and charge this actual device over here. So the thing was that this actual like USB-C extension cable end was a bit too wide. So what I had to do was cut a little bit on the sides out so that this cable would push through this hole over here, and now it's flush to the actual side, so you can charge the port or like the power bank over here. And then obviously we have the pen over here, this sticking out a little bit. If you click that, you can feel that it's clicking actually the power button of the power bank over here. And this is basically it. Now, I also added like a little magnets, 2 magnets on the sides over here. Okay, so there is one like long magnet over here and one over here, and then also like matching ones on the actual port. So when I'm putting this on, I don't have to use screws. It actually just holds the lid back in place like that, and then it's not falling off, as you can see. All we have to do is take this off and then clean the top over here and then hang it somewhere. Oh, okay, finally, this is clean. Okay, now when it's clean, it's time to hang it up and turn it on. And that's another interesting thing that you can do with your old laptop or old Mac if you have one of these. Now, some of the tips that I recognized or realized while making this is that if you're using this, get as long of a RGB strip as you can and put as much of this there as possible, because the more power you have, the better the effect over there is. As you can see, this effect over there is not as big as I would have expected, but if you're doing this, get a bit of a longer strip and put a bit more of this in there. Now, another thing I would say is that don't use a strip that has this kind of plastic or silicone cover around it that makes it a little bit more like, it makes it more rigid. So it makes it more waterproof and things like that, but you don't need it there. The best thing is if it's as skinny, as thin as possible, because then it's much easier to fold it around and then get it all over the place and things like that, and it's not like actually bending and resisting your force so much. So that's another thing. If you want to, I'm gonna leave the things in the description what I used, and instead of these LED strips, I'm gonna leave some better ones in the description below that you can use. So if you want to do something similar, you can check out the things below. All the things that I used and everything you needed, the thing is in the description. Thanks very much guys for watching. If you have any good ideas where I should hang this, comment below, because I'd love to get some ideas from you guys. And I'll see you in the next one. Adios.